Good morning, students. Let's just begin the lecture. But before starting, let's see the information of the lecture. Class 9, subject English, and we are going to study grammar. As in the last two lectures, we practiced story writing and diary entry. Now you all need to see that which chapter we are going to study. That's modals, and this is lecture number 1. So see students, this is totally related to your class and your book. Actually the book you have got, you were just asked to have with you, because the chapter is quite lengthy, but according to class this is divided. So what is modals? You might be having, some of you having the notebook or book with you. You can open your book also. The finites which express the mode or manner of the action denoted in the principal verb are termed as modals. Modals means which word which shows the mood of the tense refers to the modals. That's the very concise and easy definition of the modals, right? The tenses you have already done. Ultimately, you need to see which words which decide the mood of the tense or the verb, that is called modals. The class of helping verbs not only assists in forming questions and negatives but expresses a wide range of meanings also. These are auxiliary verbs, students. That's the why this is called the verbs also. Auxiliary means like helps to the verb to complete its meaning, right? With the help of the mood. These helping verbs are can, and see these auxiliaries we call them can, could, will, would, shall, should, may, might, must, ought to, have to, has to, and had to. So you all need to be very careful if to understand. This is quite easy. These are also known as modal auxiliaries. Auxiliaries, I told you that helping verbs which assist to complete the meaning, means the verb basically. They express the degree of certainty of the action in the sentence, or the attitude of opinion of the writer speaker concerning the action, like need, dare, and used to are called semi-modals. Now you need to see these just express the opinions or like express the mood of the tense. So that's what we find, like students. Need, dare, and used to are called semi-modals. Semi-modals means these are used either as well as modals as well as the verbs, or like used to is used as an adjective also. Semi-modals means these are having some other uses also. That's why these are called semi-modals. Now, nature of modals. Now you need to see. Basically, we have done this in the past classes also. This we did in eighth, seventh also. Though it's a bit different in ninth. Modals are never used alone. The first rule, basically, you need to understand: the modals are never used alone. These require verbs with them to complete their meaning. Right? This is very important. See, the examples are given. I can upon the harmonium. This sentence is absolutely wrong, students. The first one, because it requires a verb to complete its meaning. Now you see the next sentence. I can play upon the harmonium. Now you see the play is completing its meaning. Thus, we need to understand this play is the verb of the sentence of the can verb. The can is assisting this play verb to complete its meaning, and though it refers the mood also, or the of the modals. Now you see, so modals have a principal verb with them. Principal verb means the base form of the verb is used with the modals, or you can say the principal verb of the modals, or we can say this plural form of the modals. right? Not singular form. Morals don't change according to the number or person of the subject. Now you see, we did in the tenses like singular verb and plural verb. Like this, modals don't change according to the number or person of the subject. These, if can is to be used with first person singular, this can go with the second person singular as well as third person singular also. I can play, he can play, we can play, they can play. That means this can cannot be changed with when the subject is changed, whether it is singular or plural. This can will remain same. It doesn't require any sort of change, right? Now you see what we find children. Modals don't have the infinite form. We can't place two with them in order to use them in a sentence. This is also very important, students. We must to get there before time. That means infinitive. Infinitive means to plus first form cannot be used with modals. We have to just justify. This will just get only bare infinitive, right? Infinitive simple is called to plus first form, that is called infinitive. But with must, we need their bare infinitive. Bare infinitive means like the base form or the principal verb or the base form of the verb is required. We must get there before time. That is the absolutely correct form of the verb that is to be used with the modals. These are some of the points basically, students, based on which you'll get the errors in your sentences or in your exam, which might disturb you. You know a little bit about this, but when it comes to detect the error, these points are applied there. So we need to understand these points very properly. So let's see the functions of morals. Will, to show promise, intention, willingness, determination with the first person, I or we. Now you see in the tenses what happens with I and we use their shall. But when it comes to use as a modal, there with I and we use will. And these points are to be followed basically, like promise is there, or like intention is there, or like you can see willingness, determination. If these are applied, what we need to understand, we can use will with I and we. I will give you a gift of your choice. That's promise, means will is used with I, and that's a promise. And that is used here as a modal. Now the next, we will help you. Help you means referring the willingness. I will change the system of our organization. This refers to the determination. The one is determining like they're going to change the system of the organization. So what we understand, we just need to see how it is going, right? So what will we do? We'll just try to find out how it is taking, right? Everyone, students, just have a patience. Let me just take attendance. So see, students, the next one is to express, request, invitation, insistence, assumption, characteristic or habit. Now you see, we will you please help me? This is what you're requesting. Will you please help me? She will be in the school during school hours. This is assumption. Assumptions means using ideas. The lion will usually kill other animals. Characteristic, or you can say habit. It's a habit or characteristic. Lion will definitely kill other animals, right? So these points are mentioned there when we use will as a modal, or the negative form of will not and won't. That means shall is not in the use there. I will not spend my pocket money. She won't eat hygienic food. This won't is there. They won't win the match, right? My friend will not attend the party. right? So see students, what we get there, we get like this can be used in a negative as well as interrogative form also. So this goes with this. Let's go to the next part of this modals. Now the next one is would, past form of will. Would is usually is the past of will students. When it is used in the present, it gives some other meanings. Now you see it expresses the past form of will. How it expresses the past form of will. He informed me that when you talk about the quoted speech, direct or indirect speech, there instead of will we use would. Now you see, he informed me. This informed is referring like the sentence started in the past. When the sentence starts in the past, or despite being in the past, you use the future talk. Instead of will, you use there would, right? He informed me that he would dance at my marriage function. Then would is used here as the past of will, right? The problem was how he would reach there. Ultimately, the sentence started in the past, and this would is just giving the complete sense of the sentence. How he would reach there, right? Now, the next uses of this would is next use basically to express past habit. When it comes to just talk about past habit, you know, the second form of the verb is used to express the past or like used to, as semi-modal we read today. Now this would come further, that is also used to express past habit. He would drink a cup of coffee in the morning, right? He would drink a cup of coffee in the morning. Would is referring here the past habit, means the one used to drink, or would drink means in the past, the one had the habit of drinking cup of coffee in the morning, but now it is not. My father would get up early in the morning. This was the habit in the past, but not in the present, right? So the past habit we can express with would. And the next one for request. When in the present, when you want to request something, would you please give me your bike? In the present, you are requesting someone. When you request someone in the present, there you use would. Would you like to spend this evening with me? Again, you are requesting. So ultimately, when you are requesting in the present, there would can also be used. Need not be confused. You need to understand the sense of the word there. So if it goes, that means you are absolutely correct. To express wish, it refers like I wish she would be healthy. When you talk about the wishing of the one, it refers like there you use would in the second part of the sentence. You would be an engineer. This is the wish of the one asking or request, feeling like this is the wishing, like the one would be an engineer, right? To express an imaginary condition. To express an imaginary condition, I would have a big house if I earned 10 crore every year. Means imaginary, you're talking about the uh, kalpanic things or imaginary things. Then would is there used for the imagination. And in the negative form of would not or like wouldn't. She would not get up early in the morning. This is the absolutely correct sentence. She would not get up early in the morning. Shall. Now, will and would we have completed. Now let's talk about shall. How do we take this as a modal shall? To ask for a suggestion, a request, advise with the first person I, we in the interrogative. Now you see students, shall is just vanished or finished. But when it comes to put interrogative sentences and these points, suggestion, request, advice are applied in interrogative sentence, Shall is used with I and we. Otherwise, rest you can use will also. So, see the example. Shall we start the class? This is advice. This is referring to the advice. Shall we start the class? Advice. The next one is, shall I have a cup of coffee from your shop? This is a request. Shall we open a new shop? This is a suggestion. Shall we open a new shop? This is a suggestion, students. That's what we need to understand. How do we just apply these? Right? So, in interrogative sentences, shall is used with I and we. Otherwise, according to the grammaticals or grammarians, this shall is vanished from the English. We don't use this. Now the next rule is in the second and third person to indicate threat, warning, command, promise, assurance, and determination. If you sit with bad boys, you shall be punished. Now you see this. These are the conditions. When you just give warning or like promise or assurance or determination, you need to be very specific in applying shall with the third person or the second person. You is the second person, she, he, it, this third person. When you go to apply this, you shall go now. Command is there. The complete sense should be reflected there. It should reflect in a proper way. You shall get a bicycle. There is a promise. She shall get a bicycle. The promise given by someone. Now, the negative form of shall not or shan't. She shall not sing tomorrow. Ultimately, you need to understand, students, the rules applied there. That is quite same, like subject, then modals, then main verb first form. As I told you, the principal form of the verb, and then object. It can be or cannot be. This is optional, right? How do you justify the object whether it is in the sentence or not? This has been taught to you people in the tenses with the word what or whom. The answer of verb, if it is with what and whom, there we find the object in the sentence. If there isn't, then there is no object in the sentence. There is something else. It might be phrase or any other preposition or prepositional object. Some other parts will be there. That means we cannot justify. Let's go to should. Should is the past of shall, students. Now, to express duty or obligation. Duty or obligation refers here. I should help my friends. This is the duty. When you talk about the duty, right, or obligation, you should not be lazy. When you oblige something, you should be obliged. Like when you use the obligation sense there, it refers like should is used. You should respect your elders. This is also your duty. To express opinions, they should be on the way to Jaipur. When one is expressing opinions, so should is used. To give or take advice or a suggestion, we should go to the temple. When you are advising someone, there you can use should or suggestions are given by you. So as a modal, you can use the should. We should go to temple. We should obey our elders, right? After lest, when someone expresses fear. Now see students, this use of should is very important. This has come so many times in the exams. In the lest, when there is a lest in the sentence, in the following sentence, should is used, right? Walk carefully lest you should fall down. Ultimately, what we are getting here, students, we are getting like they started early lest they should miss the train. Examiner can use will, would, may, might instead of should. When there is a let in the sentence, students, you just need to take it very properly that instead of another word, you need to put here should. They started early lest they should miss the train. So in this should part there will be error. So you just need to correct it with the should. Now you see the next one, negative form of should, shouldn't or should not. You should not come to me daily. You shouldn't make a noise here. They shouldn't tease others. We should not waste our time. Now you see students, what we are getting like not how it is used. This is all we need to justify. Right, everyone? Let's go to the next one. See, students, before we start, less time is there. Let's just conclude today. That's enough for today's lecture. If any one of you has got any doubt, just raise your hand. Otherwise, we'll have a notebook checking session.